picked up the English very fast. Also, thanks to for that cousin. When I came, I don't know if I should go in.
Is she still alive?
Oh, yeah, she's in California, and we are still in touch. And as I said, I'm very grateful for her. Also, the first couple days, we went to visit another cousin. As I said, my whole life changed then. And I met, everybody wanted to see the greener. So this cousin had a brother, and the brother had a friend, and they came, they were there when we came, me and my brother and my aunt and uncle. We went there for an evening. And this one, a particular one, the friend, the boy, asked my aunt and uncle if he could take me around to Manhattan to show me around, like a date. I mean, that's how they took it. So they didn't like the idea, but then my cousin, my cousin's brother, asked my cousin, the American, the other one, and we went like double dates. And this fellow spoke Yiddish, and for a long time he came to the house. He was very, and he took me places. He was a very nice boy, but then after a while, you know, he asked me to come to meet his mother even, and then it was nothing from nothing. But when I came, there was another friend who said everybody wanted to meet us, and I was telling, you know, they asked me questions, so I answered. So this friend says, we had problems also. What was the problems? She had to stand in line long time to get chicken. She couldn't get meat. That was her problem.
Where was she from?
In the Bronx. In the Bronx.
Oh, you mean talking through the war years, they had problems?
Yes, that was a problem. And that turned me off very much, and I didn't want to talk anything about my problems. So when my uncle took me to this eye doctor who I had mentioned before that he wanted to write, he made even all arrangements with the editor and everything. I just had to sit and tell him, and he would cover the expense and everything would be taken care of, but I should just tell him and he'll write a book about me, because my uncle told him how young I was, and I guess in the letter I explained what happened to the rest of the family, and I was, you know, how old I was and all that. And when I didn't want to hear about it. I came home, I said, I'm not writing books, I'm not the only one who, and I don't, it was too touchy, too, especially after I heard that woman saying that she had problem, that turned me off completely about writing. I didn't think that anybody will understand what I went through. I mean, what should I tell them, because nobody would believe what I went through in my age. So I never did. But later on, I was sorry I didn't do it, because that time it was really in the beginning, and I had all the opportunity, but I didn't. But that's all right. So anyway, I went to work, and then I met my brother and my cousin, the other cousin stayed, came also out, and they rented a room and they went to work, and we were very, very close. They came to see me every week, and we went away for vacations together and you know, everything. And then I was the first one who, no, my brother is the first one who got married, and then a couple of months I got married.
How did you meet your husband?
We were supposed to be blind dates. See, my best girlfriend went out with his cousin, the cousin who he came to this country. And they always said, my girlfriend said, I have a boy for you who I want to introduce you. And the same thing the cousin said to my husband, I want. But my husband, he couldn't, he went to Texas. He couldn't find himself, as you heard before. He was, and we never had a chance to have a blind date. And in the Bronx, there was Orchard Beach, if you know about it. We all greener, we called ourselves greener at that time, the survivors. There was a big tree, and we used to get together there. Whoever came there, we always went there, and we knew we were going to meet. A whole group of us were there every Sunday, of course, Saturday or Sunday, when we were off. And another friend and me, we went to Orchard Beach. And this cousin, my girlfriend, that time she wasn't a cousin, my girlfriend was supposed to come from a different direction and meet us all over there too. But before she came, we met, and right away we started to talk. When she came, she says, "This is the girl who I wanted to introduce you." But anyway, we didn't go out then for a while. And then we met again, my girlfriend and his cousin were engaged, and they were he was working in a hotel, both. My husband, that time he wasn't my husband, and the cousin, the two of them worked in a hotel. My husband was a butcher and he was a waiter. And my girlfriend asked me to go with her because that time to visit them during the summertime, visit her boyfriend. She didn't tell me anything about Alex, but she says if I could come along with her, because that time a girl didn't go by herself too. It wasn't nice. You had to have somebody, a chaperone with you, and somebody who had a good reputation. She didn't ask anybody, but she asked me. And of course I went for the weekend. We went there, and there was Alex, and we met again, and then we started to go. And
when were you married?
We got married June 18, 1950 in the Bronx.
You had your family there?
We had no big wedding. We went to the rabbi's study, and my brother and wife, she had a wife already, came, and my aunt and uncle from my side, and I had another aunt, and his cousin, the one he was talking, he came together, my girlfriend. That was the whole wedding party, because we didn't have a wedding. I had like that cousin Harriet who was so close to me, but I couldn't start asking her because there was more for his cousins, and so we didn't have any cousins, and we didn't have a big wedding, and that's where we got married, in the study, and we went on a restaurant and we had lunch, and that was our big wedding.
Life.
Yeah, that was our big wedding.
And you went on to have children?
We were living in the Bronx, and my husband came home. Yeah, we went away for a week in the mountains for our honeymoon, and we came back, and he had quit his job because he asked for a raise and they wouldn't give him. They wanted to give him a very small raise, but he came back and he found a very good job, and I had a very good job. That was like my second home. They even made me like a wedding. That's why, for me, I was very lucky. I had a lot of people who loved me and who I felt very close, even in work. They made me a party, and they brought me a present, and I couldn't go home by myself in the subway because I had so many presents I couldn't carry it. Somebody came with me, another lady came with me to help me with the gifts.
Was that still your original job at Canal
That was my
Street?
first job. I didn't change. This was, most of the people came. I took up quite a few girls there, and they weren't happy. But I made it as a home. I worked on every machine, and everybody knew me. I mean, when they started to collect money, for a gift for me, all the office girls wanted to be included, the shipping department, everybody wanted to have their share in to express their feeling towards me. So I stayed there. Then my husband decided he wants to get out of New York. Because when he came, he went to Connecticut, and he liked a smaller place. I wasn't happy about it because I had my brother and my uncle. That was my family there, but I went. And I was pregnant already because it was very important for us. I didn't think I'm going to have children, and it was very, very important for my husband, and me too, I wanted. So anyway, I got pregnant. To a year and a month, I had my little boy, but I was in Connecticut already. So after I got pregnant, he went to Connecticut. And it just so happened somebody died in a butcher shop, and he took over that butcher shop. And
What city were you in Connecticut?
What year?
What city?
Bridgeport, Connecticut. Bridgeport, Connecticut then. And I stopped working.
So how many more children did you have? You had a son, the first son?
Yes, and another son, 4 sons.
Four sons.
Yes, 4 sons.
Well, it's a lovely story, and we're going to see some of your photographs.
Mm-hmm.
We also, before we end this, I'd like to be able to put your number, your tattoo on the camera.
Okay,
Could
you want me to do it now,
Yes.
to show it now?
Hold 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Barbara, tell us your number.
My number was A6476.
And where did you get that?
And Birkenau. And that was my name.
That's what you were known by?
Right. There was no names, just the numbers.
Mm-hmm. Mrs. Frohlinger, introduce this handsome man to us.
This is my husband, Alex Frohlinger. He is also a survivor and went through terrible, terrible things, and he still suffers a lot from it. And my life, when we got married, my life changed, and for the best. And after we had children, I realized that I had the reason why I stayed alive. And we are a very happy family all together, and we have beautiful grandchildren and the best children, and we are very thankful for you people. You are just wonderful, great. And also thank you for Mr. Spielberg. What he is doing is something that we all grateful, and we'll never forget. And everybody in the world is very thankful for you. Thank you, Mr. Spielberg.
Right. The whole world will benefit from this, hopefully.
And we hope it will never happen again.
Nowhere in the world.
Mrs. Frohlinger, tell us who this is.
Well, this is my grandfather, my father's father. His name was Haskell, and he died before I was born.
When do you think the picture was taken? Any idea?
No idea.
And who is this?
This is my oldest brother who survived the Holocaust, and he came to this country, and he was 56 years old when he died of heart problems. I don't have any picture from my parents or from the rest of my family, my sister or my brothers.
And who are these two people?
This is my uncle Morris and Aunt Frances. He is my father's brother, and when I came out to this country, they gave me the best home, the closest home as parents, and they were wonderful to me. They sent the papers for me, and they opened their home, and they gave me a home, and I'm very grateful for them.
And this picture?
This picture was taken around 1940, and I am on the right, and then the youngest little boy is one uncle, uncles. Each boy is from a different family. And the girl on the left is Heinchi Sabo, my also first cousin. She is alive, and she is now in Israel. And that's all what.
Did the others survive? Did the others in the picture survive?
No, only the girl, Heinchi is her name, and of course me. Mm-hmm. The three little boys went straight to the gas chamber.
And this picture, this beautiful picture?
This was our youngest son's wedding, Robert and Mercedes. From the right is Stanley and Mala. Stanley is our second son, and in front of him is his son Jordan. Then Brian and Minnie. Brian is our first son, our miracle son, because we told that he's a miracle when he was born. He's their first son, Benjamin, and then of course is my husband and me. And in front of us is Shira and Leora and Elisheva. They live right now in Israel, and they are our first son and daughter-in-law's girls. Then on this side is on the top our number 3 daughter, our third daughter-in-law, Lori, and their son Adam, and our son Leslie with their son Yoni, and the bottom is Daniela and Alisa. They are our second son's girls. Stanley and Malos is their parents. And after that, we have 3 younger children.
And the bride and groom's name?
Is Robert and Mercedes. But she has a nickname, we call her Shushu.
And these children?
These children are Yashu, and his father is there with them. And Raquel is Stanley's youngest daughter. They both came after that wedding, after that picture from the from the wedding, what we showed before. And we have one more, the baby in the family.
And this adorable little girl.
This is the baby in the family. Her name is Ruthie, and she's the youngest in our family. And as I said before, every time we had a new grandchild, I felt I'm giving a slap for Hitler. And I don't feel any more guilty that I'm alive, because I have a reason why I have a good reason to be alive, and had all the children and grandchildren, and they're all great.
12 grandchildren and
12
one more coming.
Right.